so they're probably going to need 2 strikers.
Yeah, I just in a world where the strikers market is comparatively smaller than it's been for a long, long time.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like realistically, who could Arsenal bring in that fits their system?
I don't know whether they fit the system. I don't know if they fit the profile, but I'd still like them to go and get Osimhen. Osimhen's available for
Osimhen's a shout, yeah.
55 million euros or 55 million quid, whatever it is. Now, I don't know what's behind that. I don't know if he's, if he'd come and, if he'd be happy with whatever, and whether the management would be happy with him. But as a fan, I think he fits the profile perfectly, to be honest. But
again, right kind of player, I think. Proper number 9.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think that Havertz needs a rest. He's played far too much.
He's not a striker, let's be honest.
He's not a striker. He's a centre forward, and he's
He's a defensive centre forward as well. Again, that's.
But the thing is, if he played with an Osimhen, because he wouldn't be a replacement for Havertz as such, it would be a rotational position, and he does so much work for the team. He really does. He plays 3 positions anyway. Really, he plays in the middle, he plays on the right, and he plays at the striker. So,
see, I love these kinds of players. The kinds of players that aren't highlights. They look like donkeys. They don't look very good.
Yeah.
But the fans who watch them every week and understand the work rate of these kinds of players absolutely love them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably in the in the minority. I don't know, not from a match going point of view, but certainly from a Twitter point of view, if you like. But yeah, I just see that he gets through so much work and he gets so much crap for it, and yeah, it's just a workhorse. He can be everywhere, and people basically go, "Oh, he's missed that shot. He's missed that shot." That's not his job. Really.
He does miss a lot of dodgy shots, though. You got to be honest.
Oh, he absolutely. and I'll be the first to admit I scream at him when he misses the the simplest of headers, as I thought it was in the first 10 minutes against Wolves. I thought it was drastic, but everybody misses them, But
what is it with I don't know what it is about Arsenal coming to the Midlands. I don't know. The summer always seems to happen.
It's always a bit of a travesty. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's going there or them coming to us. But yeah. Well, let's go on to the Wolves Arsenal game. Actually, I don't know if you watched the game, but yeah, it was pretty plain sailing for the first 15-20 minutes. It's kind of should really have been two or 3 goals up. I thought it was everything was in the ascendancy, and then yeah, kind of all hell breaks loose on a
bit of a break. Straight onto the red card.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Get it done with.
Let's go with that.
I didn't think it was a red card, but weirdly, I can see why the referee's giving it. Like at the time, live play, I just thought it was. I mean, I've played like fullback before, and you do just clip people when it looks like there's going to be a break. You don't even take the risk. You just take the yellow card and you just have a fairly reserved game, which is what it looked like at full speed.
Yeah.
And then, because we live in a day and age where we slow everything down.
Scrutinize everything.
I will, he's done that motion where the foot was lifted up and it looks like he's almost stamped into him. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think there was anything malicious in it. I think he was just reaching out. to stop his man. But sadly, I can see why the ref's done it.
I can as well, to the point. I mean, I had the conversation with.
It's a stretch. Let's be honest. It is a stretch to give it as a red, but I can see.
I think it's an absolute stretch to give it as a red. I can see why it might be given as a red.
You can see the excuse that they could have hid behind.
I can see the excuse, right? But even where the studs come down on the top of the ankle, I just think that's the arch of his his leg. What's it? He can't do anything with his leg. He's just reaching his leg out, and that's where it goes down. But
it's football. Sometimes you have to take your foot off the ground.
Yeah, we've all done that.
It's clearly not gone in with any malice.
There's no malice. There's no
aggression. He's purposely gone in for a soft yellow card to take one for the team. He's been sent off.
He's basically tried to put his leg there so he goes over his leg. That's literally all he's tried to do. And all right, he's on the stretch. You can see the other foot is kind of raised, so he's not got all his weight on it, but he has got all his weight on it, if that kind of makes sense, because he's kind of...
I know what you mean. He's leaning into it kind of. But again, it's not stamping action.
It's not stamping, but he's got more force on it than he wanted on it, purely because of what his other foot's done. So I can kind of see it from that point.
But we see those, honestly, the amount of those tackles that we see every week where nothing happens.
Yeah.
And then...
I think from the point of view of you could give that a red card, I think it's fine. But when you get to the Gomez challenge on Timber, that he does the 2-footed on Timber's ankle onto his thigh, or not his thigh, onto his upper ankle. And the excuse that we got was because it's above the ankle and whatever. And he stood straight into his ankle. The fact that that's a yellow card for me means that other challenge that you give a red card for can't be a red card.
Yeah. Well, everyone knows consistency is the main problem.
Yeah. So if you've given a red card for that, a straight red, if you've given a straight red for that, and you give a straight red for that one, I don't think the arguments for the furore doesn't happen the way it happened. But because you've then gone, well, yellow card for him, and that's a worse challenge. For me, that was a worse challenge because
I thought so as well, yeah.
There's weight on it. And I got told that he wasn't, because he's in a certain mannerism that he did. It's suddenly a lighter challenge, and you're like,
but that brings me back to the Duran incident a few weeks ago. He's in a certain motion, he's falling over, he studs.
You're talking about the one against Newcastle?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really understand that because the guy, I thought when he was holding his thigh that he actually caught the other thigh.
No, it went straight over his back, didn't it?
Yeah, he went up his back and then he come down and then he basically put his foot again, like on his thigh.
Yeah. Oh, so
and when he was laid on the ground, he was holding the thigh, but I think he was holding the other thigh, not the one that he actually got the
Oh,
so that's what I saw anyway. But I might be completely wrong. But that's what I saw. And the ref overturned it. I can't remember. Was it Taylor that did that?
Oh, I can't remember. They all just blend into one.
Yeah, so this is what I see now. You know, when people basically go, "Oh yeah, it's such and such referee," it's such and such. I just go, I don't care anymore. They're all bad.
They're all bad. Yeah.
Apart from when Oliver. Anyway, but we're not going to go down that road. But yeah, I didn't think it was a red card. I thought it was an accidental. I thought it was an accidental stamp on his back.
I thought the worst thing was about that was in real time. I was like, oh, has he been a bit stupid there? And I was like, I could see why the ref's blown up for it. But then VAR looked at it, and then when it slowed down, you can see Duran slip from his ankle go from underneath him on the left. And obviously that naturally just kind of brings your body across you, and it looks as if he's tried to... Like he's going in an unnatural direction.